Hello. It is Thursday, January 29th, 2026. And of course, whenever something is on my mind, I always stop what I'm doing and I chat with you guys. Well, this is not really a story time, it's just reality. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, I pray you have strength to endure it or that help comes your way. Okay, here is my thing. As many of you know, I retired from my federal position on December 31st, 2025. Prior to that, maybe at the beginning of November, I received a letter in the mail from my healthcare provider telling me that one of the specialized medications that I have to take for the treatment of my autoimmune disorder, well, they were no longer covering it. And without insurance, one box of that said medication is like $18,000. I'm good with money, but I don't have that kind of money to, pay for that each month. Okay, then finally, leading up to the 31st of December, I received email, I received texts that they were no longer covering it. Well, I mean, what can I do if you're not going to cover it? You're not going to cover it. I'm not going to cry, even though it's something that I actually need because I have another source. I could always attempt an appointment with the VA and see if they'll cover this medication that's needed for my service connected disability. Anyway, that being an option, I wasn't going to worry about it. There's always, if they can't do that specialized medication, there's always infusions, even though I don't want to do that. Um, I just don't. Anyway, so I get another email maybe a couple of days ago from this same specialized pharmacy that handles this medication. I didn't bother to read it because I honestly thought it was the same thing that they sent before. But that wasn't the case because it called me today and they let me know, and thank God I have a good rheumatologist. She must have received the same notification that I got, so she switched my medication. But unlike before, where I would get 3 boxes at a time with a copay of $5, I would only now be receiving 1 box. And the copay had gone from $5 per shipment to $100 per shipment for 1 box. And this would be a charge that I would have to cover myself every month because they only gave me enough to last a month. So I got to talking to the lady. I wasn't complaining, nor was I explaining. Because after you've done all you can do is just keep going. And I made a promise to myself, not a resolution or anything like that. I can no longer afford to live in the past. That means including people from past. I don't live there no more. And I have to do what's best for me. But as she was talking, she said, "Could you hold on for a second?" And I said, "Sure." And she came back online. She said, "I was able to get this for you at no cost to you." I said, "Thank you, Jesus, and you." We've been talking so long, I forgot the lady's name. So whenever something good happens for me, no matter how big or small, I always give God thanks, and I always tell it because we overcome by the words of our testimony. And no warning or disclaimer for you mega deep super saved church folks, because everybody that calls themselves a Christian is not. You exhibit none of the traits. So for the church folks, the ones that go often and it does no good for them, listen to this. It's not a lack of faith. I have been slathered in oil. I have fasted. I have prayed. I've had hands laying on me or whatever. But just like Paul, and Paul wrote most of the New Testament. Now, couldn't nobody have more faith than him? Yet, he had a thorn, and he prayed 3 times that the Lord remove it. When Paul was murdered, because that's what happened to him, he still had that thorn. So no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what your disability is, when there's a call on your life, and God has something for you to do, because he gave us dominion over the earth, that's our original purpose here, you just have to figure it out. And so when I learned, because I had to grow into this, that just because this is a hindrance, it doesn't mean that I'm not responsible to do what God called me to do. And that is to encourage, uplift, and inspire in any way I can. So if you're going through any type of struggles, just hang in there. Help is on the way. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless you.